Welcome back. The last time we talked, we discussed direct objects and how to analyze those. And if you viewed the other videos, we talked about predicate nominatives, predicate adjectives, and then the things like prepositional phrases and how to diagram those. In this video, I'll be discussing indirect objects, which cannot function without having a direct object. So make sure you watch the direct object video first before we try to do the indirect objects. In this class, I'll be analyzing the indirect objects, which is very similar to what you do with direct objects. The only difference in the steps is that when you get to the part where you're labeling direct objects, you'll label direct and indirect objects. And then I also added on this video that we will label our adjective and adverb phrases, those phrases that function as adjectives and adverbs that are prepositions, prepositional phrases. So let's start with our first sentence. The first sentence is, Mother bakes me cookies during the holidays. Mother bakes me cookies during the holidays. Make sure that you're writing these sentences as I'm writing them, and that you're analyzing as I'm analyzing, because you'll only get good at this if you practice it. You can't get good at it by watching me. You can't be a better runner by watching me run. You can't be a better free throw shooter by watching me throw free throws. So you can also not be a better analyzer without analyzing yourself. The first thing we'll look for is conjunctions. The sentence does not have any conjunctions, but the sentence does have prepositional phrase. So that's our next step, is to look for prepositional phrases. Then we will look for any verbs that we have. Bakes is your verb. Then ask yourself who or what bakes, and you'll find your subject, mother. Mother bakes whom or what? Mother doesn't bake me, which in this case is going to be your indirect object. Mother actually bakes cookies. Now what makes the indirect object so much fun is that it functions like it could have been a prepositional phrase. You could have written this as, Mother bakes cookies during the holidays for me. You could say, instead of saying all that, we condense that and we say, Mother bakes me cookies instead of bakes cookies for me. So now me becomes your indirect object because it does answer the question, bakes cookies for whom? For me. The only thing left to do now is to put preposition over your prep and object of preposition over your holidays, your one-word verb adjectives. And then when does she bake these cookies? This becomes an adverb phrase. Your second sentence, she gave her mother an honest answer. She gave her mother an honest answer. Notice that we don't have any conjunctions. We don't have any prepositional phrases. We do, however, have a verb. We've got gave. Who gave? She gave. She didn't give her mother away. She didn't go around giving away her mother. What did she actually give? She gave an answer. So that's your direct object. Now she gave an answer to whom or for whom? She gave it to her mother. That's why this is the indirect object. It's an object, but it's indirect. It's not directly after your verb. They gave the answer. She gave the answer to her mother. Then we need to do our one-word adjectives, her, which is answering whose mother. A, and, or the are your articles that are always functioning as adjectives. And then honest tells you what kind of answer. I hope you give your mother honest answers all the time. That would be a great ideal situation. The next sentence is, will the policeman hand me a speeding ticket? Hopefully you're not driving if you're underage. Hopefully. Will the policeman give me a speeding ticket. You're looking for any conjunctions, you don't see any. Prepositional phrases, there aren't any. Then you look for a verb, you've got give. Who or what's going to give, the policeman. But don't forget that verb that I told you about that's in the beginning on the other videos. In the English language, when we ask a question and we start it with the verb, this is your helping verb. So don't forget will give. Policeman will give whom or what. He's not giving me away. Remember, he's not giving a person, he's giving the ticket. I hope he doesn't give me the ticket. Maybe I shouldn't have been speeding. Maybe that's my issue. Let's pray we don't speed. But will he give me a speeding ticket? He's actually giving the ticket to me. I hope not. Giving the ticket to me, which is indirectly, or it could have been, if you had written it differently, the policeman will give a speeding ticket to me. Putting me here and dropping the to makes it easier to discuss it and makes our language a little more condensed. So, go back and find your one-word adjectives. You got a, an, and the. Whoops, not the speeding. Whoops. Ticket. What kind of ticket? Speeding ticket. So this is another adjective. So you've got two adjectives in front of ticket, and you've got the in front of policeman. Our last sentence, don't make me any coffee or donuts today. No, I don't have anybody making me coffee and donuts. It just sounds like a really good sentence. So let's just do that one anyway. Don't make me any coffee or donuts about my H today. Oops. Make an exclamation point. Don't make me any coffee or donuts today. No prepositional phrases, no, well, they will have a conjunction. There's our conjunction. No prepositional phrases. Now we're looking for our verbs. You've got make, but you also have that thing that starts with do. Not is not ever going to be a verb. This is actually going to be an adverb. That's modifying do. So every time you see that, or if you see it in the contraction form, remember that not is not a verb. It's always going to be an adverb. So, when we're looking for our subject in this one, it's not obvious, is it? It's because this is one of those sentences that have the understood you, and those are called imperative sentences. We got the interrogative, the declarative, and you got the imperative. Imperative is like, sit down, don't do that, quit it, come back. So this sentence actually has you as the subject. You don't make whom or what. It's not don't make me, it's don't make coffee. That's my direct object. Remember when you have an action verb and you ask the question whom or what after your action verb to find your direct object. These are your direct objects. Then you ask yourself, don't make the coffee or donuts for whom? That's when you find your indirect object is me. Now we need to determine if we have any one-word adjectives or adverbs. We found the one adverb here. Any is describing the coffee. And then today is telling when I don't want you to make them. So the when is going to be describing when you would make them. Don't make it today. Thank you so much, and I will see you the next time.